Welcome parents to Life Science, 7th grade. I am Dr. Lopez and I will be the science teacher for your kid this year. The kids also call me Dr. B. Here you can see my conference hours, phone number and email that you always can contact me, lopezb@ltistschools.org. This is a picture of the entrance of the classroom which your kid is going to visit every day during first, third, or seventh period. As you can see, the classroom is divided in two areas. One area on the left, that is the classroom section where we have the lecture, and the right area is going to be the area in which we do the labs, which is equipped with everything that is needed to be successful and do a lab using having teams to work together and also independently. This is another perspective of the classroom from the lab all the way to the area which we have the lectures. You can see that we have electronic boards, whiteboards in which we discuss and do exercises, write down homework, give reminders. So all around the room is very engaging so the kids know what they're doing and also practice. This is the exit of the class, which is important. The kids will let you know why. And also is the area in which I see they have a very good perspective of what is happening inside and outside of the room. And by the way, the kids doesn't get distracted because of the windows. I am pretty sure that you would like to know who Dr. B is, where she's coming from, if she's ready for my kid. Well, I will let you know that I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, where I lived for 34 years, and I was lucky to accomplish all my formal education in the island. I have a bachelor's in biology, and when I finish my bachelor's in biology, I continue a master's degree in curriculum and teaching science while I was working as a full-time high school science teacher. I took a break once I finished my master to identify which direction I was moving. So I identified that I would love to work with middle school. So I moved to middle school level and I taught life science and physical science in 8th grade, where I worked for 6 years. I identified my passion and I started my doctoral degree and I continue it and I start to move on to Texas where I accomplished my dissertation research. I love what I do and trying to help others. I also an entrepreneur during my free time. So it's very fun to be a teacher and also help others to develop their dreams. What we're going to do this year, we're going to have a lot of fun and very interesting way of learning. Well, we start with life science and nature of science in which the kids review lab safety, but also they learn new equipment which is going to be applied to life science. You can be surprised about your kid talking about organic chemistry in middle school. Yes, it's life science related. We didn't learn that until college level. After that, we're going to learn more and more about the cells and the functions, and we will compare the cells to how some organs in our body works. The second 9 weeks, the kids are going to be so much in love with science. They're going to learn about all the body systems, the organs, how they work together, and they will understand better how their body works, especially as a teenager. Then, next year, we're going to do genetics, which they love to talk about mutations and changings that humans suffer and other organisms in our planet. Then, because we move from the micro to the macro, we're going to talk about plants and how the plants behave. We're going back to talk about organic compounds, chemical reactions to see how they are the foundation of the energy transformation on Earth. Then we're going to talk about the environment and how all the organisms interact in the environment. And to conclude our 9 weeks, we are going to talk about how nature behaves and how different factors can impact the environment. And because that is not enough, we're going to space, in which we're going to apply the needs that humans have to be able to be successful to conquer the space, to go to Mars, go to the moon, or that kind of stuff that fascinate the kids. What do we need for our class? Well, we need notebooks, pencils, important for them to improve their lab papers in case they make a mistake. Erasers, a good eraser is good to have. Simple calculators, but we use the phones in class, so they are allowed to use their phones as calculators. Color pencils to make those diagrams amazing and important, relevant for them. And deer hearts. Yes, deer hearts in the requirements. You don't need to bring one if you don't hunt. But if you have a friend that is a hunter, bring them to class so we can dissect them during the second 9 weeks when we talk about the cardiovascular system. Our grading policy. Important for you, important for the kids. We follow the school district grading policy in which the tests, labs, and exams are 60% of the grade. Daily work and homeworks is 15% and quizzes 25. When you add those two last categories together is 40. As you know, we don't accept late work. We assign the kids to go to homework call so they can understand the importance of and relevance of doing homework. They are going to receive 30% off the grade, so they need to make sure that that lab report homework is done very, very well so they can reach that 100, and they will learn that they lost 30% because turning that work late. We are lucky because we have the book in two versions. We have a copy for each one of the students that they use in class, and we tear it apart and cut out parts of the book that are relevant, but also they have an online copy. The online copy not only allow them to read, also the book reads for them in case they are tired. Also, the online version shows them videos and tutorials and experiments that they can see, and that way they have a chance to have a better understanding of the concept. Science Journal. The Science Journal is important to bring every single day to class. There they take notes, they make the observations of the lab, they see how they develop different models, they make drawings, and at the end of the year it becomes a personal science book. Since day one in our class, we develop our own class expectations and rules based on the core values of our school. We discuss them. I let them express themselves of each one of them and how we're going to work in a collaborative room in which we work in teams. And so far, they have been doing beautiful related to respect, responsibility, honesty, cooperation, diversity, and integrity. So I'm expecting a very good year. In our class, we implement the same tardy policy that we have in our school, and the kids know how important it is to be early to the science class, especially when they have a lab in which they depend on each other to be successful. Every single 9 weeks, we start over from ground zero. Bring your own device. The kids are lucky, and we are lucky that our school allow the kids to bring their devices into the building. And we're taking advantage of that. We discuss in our class how we're going to use those electronic devices, and they make a decision that they're going to use it for research, to take pictures of the labs, videos of the labs that we are doing, to use it as a research tool, calculators, and others. They know the consequences, They understand them, but also they request if they can use the phones in case you send them a message and need to respond to you. So they have them at the top of their desk. And I will allow them to use them whenever it's needed. Class website. The class website is a very important tool. I have it as a backup because sometimes Schoology doesn't work as we want it to work. So you can find there important documents for the class, including movies that we watch, documents that can print, homeworks even for you. And parents, you have homework. You need to write, yes, you have homework. I'm laughing because, what? Yes, parents, you have homework. I would love that you write something that you want me to know about your kid, that you want to share, and that way I will let them, I know them better. Subscriptions. We have subscriptions for every single thing. Before we used to receive magazines in our house, we just have them in our phones. So I would love that the kids carry a science dictionary in their phone or electronic device. Also, if they can subscribe to a science magazine for free, there are plenty, in which they learn what is happening in science today. That will help them out to apply what they're learning in class, and they can see how important it is to learn how to read, the level of comprehension that they need to have, and also understanding science. Tutorials. We are at school from 8:15 to 8:45 just for your kid. If I am not in my classroom, they can go to Coach Fig, Coach Sai, or Coach Thompson to visit with them in case I have a meeting, but every single day I'm there for them in case they have questions about homework, labs, they need something out to be print. I will guide them to do that. Go time is another time that we help with tutorials, and that happen between 6 and 7 period. It's a time dedicated for that. They just have a pass in case they were absent or catch up with a lab or finish a test. And if it doesn't work, we have an after-school program in which students are allowed to stay in the computer labs with teachers from the different areas, academic areas and grade levels, so they can receive help. Also, after school, we have some kids from the high school that come and give tutorial for the kids to help them out for homework. So it's important that take advantage of this because we have after school buses. To contact me, there are several ways that you can contact me. You can call during school hours and you can leave a message and I will respond your message as soon as possible. Or you can send me an email at lopezb@ltisdschools.org, and during my conference periods, which I have two during the day, one of them is dedicated to the PLC in which all the teachers in the academic areas from the Black team sit down together to do strategic activities for the kids, identify their needs, things the area that we are doing great and the areas that we need to work more with the kids. So you can contact me, and during that time I either call you or I can send you a message. So I'm looking forward to meet you in the curriculum night. That will be this Wednesday. Have a great weekend.